Well, they're touting it as the greatest run in history. It's all of that and more. Probably the greatest case of masochism I've ever heard. It's the pole-to-pole run that Pat Farmer is on. He's doing it in 5 stages. He's gone out of the freezer, out of the North Pole, and now into the frying pan. Let's find out where he's up to. He's just pulled up, I understand, after another 80 Ks per day. Pat, g'day.
G'day, Chris. It's great to hear an Australian voice, mate. It's so good to hear you. But I have to say the Canadians have been treating me like I'm part of the family, so I shouldn't complain.
Oh, I bet they will, mate, because they're very, very Australian, as you know. Now, you've just done 80 Ks, have you?
Yeah, I've literally finished. I've just gone 100 metres past that, and got the van set up. I'll have a shower and a rub down pretty soon, so I'm still sweaty and stinky and shooing away the flies because it's the start of the fly season over here, which is the start of the fishing season, the trout season, but they're everywhere. So it reminds me of home a lot.
I've just looked at the homepage on Pole to Pole Run. It says, "My body is shouting loud, stop doing this to me." How are you physically?
Yeah, look, I'm in good shape. I've got the usual aches and pains that you get during the course of all of this, and blisters and bruises. But you know, I'm no fool. I expect all of this and so much more, but it's all part of it. But this is where you win out if you've got a strong mind and you're determined to do the job, and that's what got me through the North Pole. The North Pole was the toughest thing, without a doubt, I've ever done. It was horrendous. You know, there was 100-ton pieces of ice being moved around like marbles in a playground by kids. You know, it was just incredible. The wind was just moving these things around. We're on a floating iceberg, which is the North Pole. You know, the Arctic Circle, and the water up there is pitch black. It's pitch black because it doesn't get sunlight, because the ice is over the top of it. It's a whole new world. Minus 40 degrees is like hard to explain. So I have to apologise while I am speaking to you, because I'm sure that because I spoke to you from that region, and I'm sure I must have been mumbling. It was because my lips were frozen.
Oh, right. I see. That's the explanation, because we were wondering after we did the interview about whether you were going to stay the distance, considering how you sounded, but it was purely because they were numb.
I knew what I wanted to say, it just wouldn't come.
Isn't that interesting?
Come out that way.
So how many kilometres have you done, and how many steps have you got to do?
Well, look, I've come from Radisson since I hit the mainland. Of course, I hit Canada at a place called Ward Hunt Island, so your listeners will be able to see Ellesmere Island on the map, or on the globe, and Ward Hunt is a little dot just beside that. And I looked to my left-hand side when I hit the Canadian mainland, or the soil, and Greenland was just off to my left-hand side. I could see Greenland from where I was, so that'll give them an indication of where it was. Then I flew from there over the ocean across to a place called Radisson on the east coast, and I've been now covered just on 1,000 kilometres from Radisson down to here. I'm at a place called Val-d'Or at the moment, and 1,000 kilometres on from there. I've probably got another week in Canada, and then I cross the border, which is another milestone on into America. I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, you've only got a little less than 18 million steps to go, Pat.
Yeah, something like that. You know, it was around about 20 million steps. So I'm trying not to think of it in those terms. But the thing is, I've set up all these mental goals in my mind, like the end of the month, crossing from one country into the next country out of the 14 countries that I have to go through. 500 kilometre mark, 1,000 kilometre mark, 2,000 kilometre mark, et cetera, et cetera. And so we're getting through it. And I'm very pleased with the way that I've pulled up after the ice, because I was shaky there for the first couple of days, but I've come back into my normal running. As you can imagine, going from snowshoes to running shoes, it was a completely different motion altogether. And but the advantage is I don't have to set up a tent each night to sleep in, and I'm not sleeping on a bed of ice.
Well, that's true. And you've also got a 15-person team around you, right?
I've got a great team, got a great support team and a film crew there that are covering every step that I take. In fact, they delighted today. I had the Steve Irwin moment where there was a little snake on the road. It was like a tree snake, and the traffic was pretty heavy. So I just without thinking it, stepped out onto the road and moved it off the side of the road, and they filmed all of that. They thought that was terrific, but I could see that thing was going to get squished if I didn't do that. So anyway, it's just nice. I'm in touch with nature out here, and I feel like I'm one with the whole thing. It's tough, but it's what I love to do, and we really are making a difference. The support from the people has been phenomenal here in Canada, and the people are giving to the Red Cross over here, and I couldn't ask for more.
And so too can our listeners. They can simply go to Pole to Pole Run on the web, and you can just click on Donate Now. So Forrest Gump meeting Steve Irwin. What a day for you, eh?
Yeah, it certainly has been, mate. Oh, listen, can I too mention to you, because the Rotary Club of Narellan out there, Campbelltown Way, have bid $2,500 for my sled from the ice on the Stock Exchange. So that's fantastic. And, of course, all the proceeds from my clothing and everything will go to the Red Cross, the Australian Red Cross. So it's tremendous. So I've no doubt other Rotary clubs will want to outdo that bit, but it's a great start from those guys.
I'll let you rest up, have your shower, and get ready for another 80Ks tomorrow, mate. I don't know how you do it, but it's always good to catch up with you. We'll talk again.
Well, Chris, I'll either be in America or just on the border the next time we talk, so I'm really looking forward to that moment. It'll be great to chat with you again. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you, Pat. Much appreciated. There you go. He's on the road run, that 11,744K road run from Canada to Panama, and then he's got a jungle trek, another road run, and then back into the ice in Antarctica. But there are a lot of months ahead for Pat Farmer. Got no idea how he does it, but he deserves all full credit for doing so.